Hey, Fern. I'm wondering if you could hurry it up and get that divorce, please. I only have a little while left before I need to have things start happening, so let's go. Excuse me? Who am I speaking to right now? It's me, Jewel. I happen to be the cute little girlfriend of your CEO husband. Do you have any clue that what you just said to me is very contradicting? And what about what I said was contradicting to you? Well, you just confessed to saying that you are going out with a married man right now, and you did so to his wife. You understand that's a big no-no to be going out with another woman's husband, don't you? Well, I'm sure in your average case, that's true, but he and I are totally in love with one another, so this is a bit different. Not cheating in any way, right? So please don't compare me to those other nasty people that love to go out with married people. Well, I'm sorry, but you are the exact same as those other nasty people. No matter what you try and think of yourself, you're going out with my husband, which means that you are in an affair with him. Huh? Also, the fact that you started texting me just to tell me right away that you want me to divorce him so that he can be all yours only furthers my thoughts that you might have something seriously wrong with your head. Huh? Well, if you're going to start getting upset over your own actions like that now, then go right ahead. But I'm not going to waste my time talking with you anymore. I have better things to do with myself, and that also means I've got better things to do with my husband as well. Oh, so you are planning on leaving him then? I've been aware of my husband cheating on me for some time now, and I was just getting around to wanting to find out who he might be with. Well, aren't you happy to see that he's not going out with some scary old witch behind your back? How old are you, Jewel? Me? I'm 25 years old. Oh, so you're the same age as me then. What? I happen to be 25 years old myself. There happens to be a 13-year gap between myself and my husband, and that's probably why most people think of me as a lot older than I really am. I'm sure that was the case for you too, right? Huh? You're the same age as me? Can you tell me when your birthday is? In June? I happen to have mine in September. So that means you happen to be the one just a bit older than me, right? You're lying, right? Well, it's not like that should really matter to either one of us, now should it? When it comes to you being the one that my husband's cheated on me with, age is not that important. Well, for the time being, I'm going to work on getting all the evidence of this little affair with my husband in order. And if need be, I'm going to get myself a lawyer. A lawyer? You shouldn't be surprised by any of this. I feel much better having a professional by my side as I go through the steps of divorce, especially when it has to do with my husband cheating on me. Ah, I see. Now, I'll give you a call or text when all of my things are in order on this end. I didn't expect for things to go this far with you, or for you to make such a big deal out of it, but as long as you're still thinking about getting that divorce, then I'm all right with it. I would like you to remember that I might be coming to you for more information later on, so please do not forget anything. Also, if you happen to try and do anything to mess with my evidence gathering or try to lie to me now about all of this, that is not going to end well for you, so please leave me alone. As long as you're going to get that divorce, I'll let you do whatever you need to. Hey, are you still not divorced from him yet? You said that you were going to be searching for more evidence and all, but if it's going to take you this long, then I'll just give it to you. Can you please just hurry it up and get that divorce? Look, in 2 months, your husband is supposed to be holding his 10-year anniversary party for his company, right? When the time comes, I would like to be his new wife and have him show me around to all of his business partners. As for yourself, every day longer you spend with him wanting that divorce means that you will only feel worse and worse about yourself when the time really does come to leave him. I would really not like you going to that party instead of me, all right? If things came to that, then I might have to show up and embarrass you. So please, hurry up and leave him. I think I've figured it all out now. I know what the reason is for you not getting a divorce yet. You really want to stay in that spot as the CEO's wife, don't you? You're afraid that when I steal that life of being with your money-making CEO husband who happens to have everything you could ever ask for, you'll have no luck with another man as rich as him and will have to lay down and cry for the rest of your life, right? You would also have to give up your place in that really expensive penthouse where you're able to look down on everyone like ants and call them all trash. That's why you keep holding out on this divorce, right? But you're going to have to leave him. So you'd better make it now rather than later, all right? Please and thank you. Jeez, oh please. I understand that getting this divorce is going to be very difficult for you. But the longer you wait to do it, the worse the pain will feel, right? Also, the longer you make this take, the more and more money I'm going to be asking from you in the settlement, all right? Well, I guess if you really want to be paying more, then be my guest. How about this? How about I choose the day you have to be divorced from your husband by the end of this month? In other words, in another 10 days. That happens to be the day that I need to get out of the apartment I'm currently living in and want to move into that penthouse with your man. I'll be there in the morning of that day, and that will begin the life of me living with Jacob. So hurry this up. Divorce Jacob and get out of there. Hey, Fern. Jacob is telling me that you're the one whose name is on that penthouse. There is no way something like that is normal, right? I cannot believe what I'm hearing from him. I have no reason to. There's no way a housewife like you could have the money to pay for the monthly rent on a place as luxurious as that. Are you not embarrassed by making your husband lie about something like that? I'm sure some people think that they will get the place once the divorce happens as a part of the couple's properties being split, but that hasn't happened yet. And also, I want to live in that penthouse. I am not going to let you have the place. No way. You hurry up and leave, Jacob, and then get the heck out of there. Jacob just sent me a text letting me know something amazing. He said that this afternoon he's going to be bringing your guys' divorce papers to the courthouse and will be getting that divorce. You really have been a thorn in my side this whole time. But looky here. I get to leave my apartment today and move into that penthouse with him. So I need to get to work myself preparing all my things for the big move. So see you never. Huh? Why the hell did you just kick Jacob out of that penthouse? I just got here from my old apartment with all my things ready to move into that place, and now I'm stuck out here? My, oh my. You're finally responding to me again, huh? The other day you and Jacob had a little chat, right? The penthouse that he and I had been living in for a while now is under my name. And I told you I know that that's a lie, so I have no reason to believe you. How the hell could a housewife like you ever be able to afford a place like that in this part of town? But here's the thing. I'm not a housewife at all. What? I'm not going to go into much detail, but when my father gave me his company, that allowed me to start working from my home. Also, this penthouse was given to me after my father had passed away, as it used to be his. So I have every right to the place and will not be losing it in the divorce. Huh? So in other words, even if you think I couldn't afford this place, it wouldn't matter as this place was given to me by my late father. Well, I'll have you give that place to me one way or another. There has to be a way to get it from you in the divorce. I already told you that this was the last day of my lease on the old apartment, right? So I am not letting you steal our home from us. Well, listen, Jewel, what did I just say to you? Huh? I said that I received this penthouse from my father when he passed away. And that was before I married Jacob even, so there's no way you're going to be able to get it from me in the divorce. So that means once this divorce is done with, my name will still be on the place. Are you kidding me? Nope. And that's why I've kicked Jacob out of here. No way. Also, the fact that the last day of your lease on that apartment has nothing to do with me. It's not my fault that you made the mistake of thinking this place was Jacob's and went ahead and ended your lease on that place. That's right. Hey, what about the settlement? What are you talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You and Jacob got a divorce, so you pay me that settlement. Are you okay? I just said, when you get a divorce, you have to pay Jacob and I a settlement. I've heard that it's normal for someone like you to have to pay us $30,000, so that's what I'd like from you right now. And when it comes to the properties being split in this divorce, I'd like you to give us $500,000. Now hurry it up. I'm sorry, but huh? If you are able to give me all that right now, then we don't need a stupid penthouse. We can get ourselves a lovely home to start our new life together in. So hurry it up and give me that money so that I can buy a place for us. I was planning on having my lawyer come and talk with you guys. Ah, is that right? Well then, I'll go and ask that lawyer to hand me the paperwork for the settlement and properties that you owe both of us. Or better yet, you should get those from him. I think you are totally confused. The ones that are going to have to pay off a settlement will be both you and Jacob. Huh? And when it comes to splitting our properties, that's not happening here. Huh? What do you mean by that? I'm the one that wants to ask you what you were going on about just then. How the hell did you think that you were going to get a settlement from me? How? It should always be the woman getting the settlement, right? Pfft. That's why I'm saying I have the right to some money from you in the form of a settlement. You didn't even know about that? Well, if that's what you're going to base your claim off of, I also happen to be a woman, so where's my settlement from you at? What? Let me explain what's happening this time. I am going to be getting a settlement from the two offenders that had an affair. One settlement will be from my husband who cheated on me, and the other settlement will be from his girlfriend, you. And the person's sex has no connection to any of this. Are you serious? Then at least hand me that $500,000 that you're supposed to be giving us. Hurry up, please. Are you perhaps talking about the amount of money I received from my father in his will after he had passed away? I am. I heard all about that money from Jacob. So you're not going to get away with lying to me about how you don't have that kind of money or anything. Well, Jewel, when it comes to anything that was given to me in my father's will, it will not become a part of any property splitting after a divorce. It's the same deal as my penthouse. I got it before I even started dating Jacob, so it's none of his to have. What? I'm sure that to the average person, or someone who just has never experienced a divorce before, some of this stuff would be hard to understand. But in your case, well, you're just a complete idiot about all of this. You happen to be the same age as me, but it's like I'm talking with a first grader or something here. How have you been able to live on your own for this long? Normally, I would just give up and block you over something like this, but you've shown to me that there really might be something medically wrong with you. I'm a little worried about what's happened to your head. Huh? Wait a second. So all of that means I'm not going to be getting a settlement or $500,000 from you? And instead, I'm going to have to pay you a settlement? That's what I've been saying here. No freaking way! Also, there is one other thing to add. I know that right now you're in shock after learning some of the most basic stuff, but I'd like you to prepare yourself. For what? That company that Jacob was the CEO of, it went bankrupt. Bankrupt? Well, his company was never that big and only had about 5 people working there. And after a few years, it was always underperforming in terms of profit. Recently, however, I think he started to date you and everything, and that led to him never going into work to try and help the company recover any. Instead, he just left his employees to try and figure things out while he was out with you somewhere. And, well, soon after that, the others started to get fed up with him not caring anymore, and all of them quit at the exact same time. Apparently, they all went and started their own company and took all the customers that Jacob had with them. And because of all that, Jacob's company went under for good. What? Lies! Jewel, you still happen to be working, right? When it comes to Jacob, he's going to have to pay me the settlement in one lump payment, and that will probably clear out all his savings. Then there's also the cost of his company going bankrupt, which has put him into loads of debt. So I'm thinking that for a little while, the two of you are going to have to rely on your income to live. What the heck are you talking about? I never heard about any of this from him. But you both happen to love one another very much, right? So even without any money, you both will be all right. Oh, wait. I already left the job I had, though. Oh? I thought that I'd be going to live in that penthouse with a CEO and would never have to work in my life again. I see. And, well, now you're asking me to pay you a settlement as well. How? How am I going to be able to live when things like this are happening to me? Well, why not start by looking for a new job and making an income again? What? That's about all I have left to say to you, Jewel. In a little bit here, I believe a lawyer will be arriving to talk with you, so I'll let them take it from here. Goodbye now. No way! Wait, Fern! No. What is going on here? Right after that, my lawyer had arrived to talk with both of those delinquents. Jewel began to freak out about the fact that she had ended the lease on her old apartment that day and would have nowhere to go. But the lawyer was able to see that after she had left her previous job, she had quite a bit of money in her accounts. And it was just enough to pay me the settlement I'd ask her for. And so I was able to get all that money in one large payment. In Jacob's case, he was able to pay me in one lump sum as well, using all the savings he had. But this would come at a major cost to him, as he was planning to use that money to pay for his failed business. I guess now he'll really be stuck having to take out even more loans in order to pay the other banks. And this might become one huge cycle of him getting a loan after loan to pay off other loans, unless he gets himself a real job again and brings in something. After that had all been taken care of and my lawyer was walking away from those two, they said that Jewel and Jacob started talking about splitting. They eventually did break up and are both back living with their parents right now. And while staying at their parents' houses, they both have been put to work making back all the money they will need to pay off debts and get out of the house. Just the other day, I had crossed paths with Jewel out on the town, and compared to the last time I saw her, she no longer looked like she was the same age as me. I'm thinking that the stress of all this has really gotten to her, and that she started to age at 3 times the rate I am. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Marvin, right now I don't have the money to send you off to college. Did you end up taking the entrance exam anyway, even after I told you this once already before?
Huh?
Even if you have luck on your side and pass that exam, I promised you that I'd only be able to pay to support you for a while longer, and that meant you're not going to college. Jesus, I cannot believe that you've gone ahead and done that, even with me saying no.
Mom? What are you even going on about right now? I thought I already discussed with you that I'm going to be getting a bit of scholarship money to help me out my first 2 years.
Huh?
A year ago, before Dad went overseas for work, I was discussing all of this with him, and you were with us there as well. The only one that seemed to be interested in what I was talking about was Dad at the time, but you did tell me congrats on the money, and that as long as whatever I was doing didn't get in the way of Kara, I was free to do it.
I said that?
I understand that with the illness that Kara has had, it's forced you and Dad to put a lot of money into her treatments, and those treatments have been going on for years now. And that's the reason why I've been trying my best and have made it to a point where I'll receive a bit of scholarship money from the state. Yet, you still want me to give up on going to college?
I told you that right after graduating from high school to get yourself a job and start making money for this family.
After all those times of you talking down to your siblings for never going to college and only ever working their whole lives, you're going to ask your own son to do the same as them?
Well, that's a different story.
Sure it is. I get that for the longest time now. While Kara has been so sick and in the hospital a lot of the time, you've been stressed out about life and take it out a lot on others. But Kara is getting better now, and you need to start thinking about changing how you think about things with the rest of us moving forward. I get it though. You still care a whole lot more about her than me. and will do anything to make sure she lives the life she wants. Even going and asking me to give up on my dreams of going to college for some reason you don't even agree with.
Well, if you understand how I'm feeling right now.
But Mom, I'm her older brother, and I'm not going to waste my potential by not going to school to gain a degree. I want to do well for myself, not just for better money, but so that I can support Kara as well if she ever needs something from me later in life. And that's why I want to go to college and study even more. I want to learn about all sorts of things and hope to one day find an amazing job where I can put all I've learned to use. Me going to college isn't just about me, Mom. It's about more than just me. It's about making sure that Kara has a safe future as well. I get that I don't have the most outstanding scores in the world, but with this money I'm getting from the state, and with my chances of at least getting in, I think I'll be okay. So please, stop trying to control what I do by saying that you don't have the money to pay for me or that you want me to work for your sake.
I get it. Well, as long as you're not going to cause any problems for Kara, then go right ahead and go to school. You really need to learn how to talk to your mom correctly, though. Marvin, did you get yelled at by your mom again? Well, I was sitting in front of the TV doing my rehabilitation work when I heard her talking about you in the kitchen.
You're talking about what just happened between us. Well, Mom was just trying to tell me that going to college would cost her a lot of money, and that's why she didn't want me going. But then I asked her if she'd forgotten about how I spoke with her and Dad about me getting a scholarship for 2 years, and that she wouldn't have to worry about paying for me. However, after mentioning that, she told me I should be working after high school to make money for the family. Then I told her about how she always spoke poorly of her family because they all went right to work after high school instead of going to college, and how it's odd she'd asked for me to do the same. Well, that seemed to have upset her a bit, but she wasn't able to make any more comments.
Ah, so that's what that was all about then. Mom really doesn't have a clue about how hard you've been working to get into college and everything without having to pay too much. Does she not even realize that you've been the one homeschooling me this whole time while I've been sick, and you've only just gotten a break from it now after I started to feel better and got back into the public schools?
I'm sure she doesn't care, but I'm really glad to hear that you're doing well in school with all those other kids now. So, thank you for being such a close listener thank you for being such a close listener as my student.
Well, thank you for teaching me.
To be honest, I kind of like being your teacher. It helped me learn and train a bit about what it's really like to be a teacher, and that's something I'll be able to utilize later in life.
But still, I'm thankful that you were there to teach me after you got out of school.
No problem.
Marvin, I'm going to assume that the graduation ceremony is over now?
It's all finished. And as I thought, you didn't even bother coming to see me there. I can understand Dad not being there, as he's on the other side of the globe for work currently. But the only person in my grade that didn't have anyone come to see their graduation was me.
Is that so? Well, that's not of any interest at the moment. Right now, I have something to tell you now that you're no longer in school.
What?
Sometime before the end of the day, I want you to get out of my house.
Pardon me?
And the reason for this is because Kara is asking it.
Kara wants me to leave the house?
Kara has told me that she wants to be an only child now at home, so she's asked me to have you gone from the house.
Huh? Why would she ever say such a hurtful thing about me? There's no way she actually said that.
But she did. She did. And as for myself, I only believe that she's my true child, and that you're just some straggler. In other words, I don't need you in my life, Marvin. So don't even bother coming back home anymore.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't really care that I have to leave the house now. I've already taken most of my things out of my room anyway, so this isn't a problem at all.
Huh?
Are you going to say that you didn't notice a thing? Well, I guess I'll have to get you up to date on this. The college that I'll be going to in September is about 7 hours away from home.
Huh? 7 hours?
In other words, you have zero clue what college your son is about to be going to, do you? Well, I don't really care if you know where I go or not. Well, that's all I have to say to you. Goodbye forever, ex-mom.
Good morning, Marvin. I'm assuming that yesterday you were able to make it safely to an apartment near the college that you'll be attending this fall, right?
Good morning, Kara. That's right. Right after my graduation ceremony ended, I got into my car with a lot of my things and made the 7-hour trip to the apartment. I just had myself a small breakfast and am now starting on cutting into all of the boxes I brought along and setting my new place up.
Well, while you're at it, I'll be taking Mom off your hands and going out to play with her.
Well, I'll be waiting then.
And by the way, what did you do about the name on that apartment? Well, one of my friend's sisters who works for the realty business explained a lot of this to me in depth. She explained that since you're only just going into college, it might be hard for you to get an apartment on your own, both legally and because the school might not allow it.
Well, now that you brought that up, I forgot to mention that to either you or Mom. Well, I guess I really couldn't mention it at the time, but anyway, the name on this place is Dad's.
Is that right?
Actually, back in May, he came back to America for a month and was in town to see me. And while he was around, he came and helped me with all the things required to get me into this place.
That's a bit unexpected.
I understand that Mom is probably trying to get you to think that Dad is some kind of selfish man that doesn't really care all too much about us, but he's actually quite the opposite. He was very happy to come back to town to help me with the apartment, and he even paid for my first few months of rent.
Is that right?
And it'll only be another 3 months or so before he comes back from overseas for good, and we'll be living back in the States. So during that time, if you ever feel that you need someone to come and help you, and Mom's being a jerk about it, make sure to ask Dad for help, because I'm sure he'll come right to you.
You think so? All right then. And within another year or so, I think I will have the ability to break out of this place for good.
In only another year?
Well, when I'm old enough to get into high school, I should be able to make a plea to live on my own. And so I'm aiming for that time right now, so that everything goes smoothly and I can get the heck out of here. And I'm sure that will all be made easier if Dad and you are able to lend me a hand when I need it, you know? After all, when I leave her, I might need a place to stay, or at least a small amount of financial help.
I'm not sure what all you plan on doing there.
I'm still thinking through a lot of the details, so when I know more about what I want to do, I'll let you know. Kara, are you really planning to start playing tennis at high school? You must have heard about that from Dad. You can't do that. I want you to enter the debate club, please. Why should I go into debate? Because your body is far too weak right now for you to be playing any sports at all. And something like tennis, you need a lot more strength to play a sport like that. Well, from what I've heard the doctor tell me, I'm no longer sick and can get back to being a normal kid. You used to be in choir back when you were in middle school. You don't even want to join that club again? But in choir club, I still had to move around on stage a lot for some of the performances. What? Having to sing already uses a lot of one's strength, and then having to dance around at times and also stand up on stage for hours at a time. When we practiced after school, we'd even do a little bit of exercising to maintain proper muscle and everything for our shows. Excuse me? What did you think you were doing back then? You were so weak and still are, and they were making you exercise and all that? Well, that's why I'm saying this now. I've been over my sickness for over 3 years now, and a lot of my strength has come back to me, making me feel even better than ever. And that's partially due to me being able to exercise during choir back then. I understand you wanting to feel worried about me since I was sick for so long and without a whole lot of strength, but I'm no longer as weak as I was then and am ready to move on. I've already moved on, actually. But listen, Kara, going into something like tennis means you'll be busy all week long practicing. And you'll have to go to practice and games on the weekends. And another thing, I was finally able to get rid of that Marvin guy that kept living in our house all these years, so we finally have time to be together with one another in this house without anyone bothering us. So don't waste all that time that we could be spending together on something like tennis. Huh? What did you just say? Did you just say that Marvin was getting in our way? My brother? Your son? You told me a while back that you wanted to become an only child, right? And you and I both never really thought of Marvin as being a part of this family, right? Are you freaking kidding me, Mom? Was that something I said to you years and years ago when I was in the middle of being deathly ill? Because that sounds to me like something I said when going through all those treatments and being on loads of medication. Well, if I did say something like that, I didn't mean it at all. What do you mean? I mean that I probably meant to say something else. Like how it felt like I was an only child because Marvin had to sacrifice his time to become another parent of mine. Maybe I meant that had I never been born, Marvin could have lived a better life at home with his mother. Huh? Of course, right now I don't think anything like that anymore, and I'm very happy that I had someone like Marvin as my older brother to be around the house all day with me. It's because of him stepping in to homeschool me that I was able to get right back into public schooling when the doctors let me out of the hospital and allowed me to start moving on my own. And as for the high school exams that he had to focus on while doing all of that for me, you told him he couldn't study for those exams because he had to be at home to take care of me while you went off somewhere. So you know what he did? He stayed up all night on the computer after I fell asleep and studied his butt off. And then when it came time to help me study, he'd forgot about all his work and only focused on me. And guess what else? While he was so focused on making sure my grades were okay and that I'd be able to make it to high school, he was still working his butt off for his college entrance exam, and even passed those too. I'm seriously going to be forever grateful to him after all those years he had to sacrifice for me, while also finding ways to keep pushing himself forward. Kara! And so to help make going to high school a lot easier for myself, I'll be moving to Marvin's apartment and leaving this town. Huh? You're moving out? Actually, I already had all my stuff moved out of the house and am currently on a plane heading to him. I told him that the STEM-based school near his college is where I wanted to go, and so he offered that I stay at his place while going there. What are you even talking about, Kara? I know for a fact that you'll be starting class soon at the high school in town with all your friends, right? This has been the high school you've been wanting to go to for a long time now, right? Huh? Are you sure about that? I get that you wanted me to go there since it was in town and has a really good debate team, which you wanted me on. But I told you already that I someday want to become an engineer, and that's why I'm going to a school that focuses on that style of learning. Excuse me? The plane is going to land soon, so the plane Wi-Fi will cut off at any moment now. Thank you for all those years of taking care of me. Kara! Bye-bye. Marvin, you took my little girl from me. What the heck do you think you're doing, taking her from me?
She was the one that told me she applied to go to the STEM school here this fall.
Excuse me? Have you all forgotten just how much I devoted and worked to care for Kara while she was deathly sick and needed me?
Devoted, huh?
What's with that?
I don't think I'll have another chance to say this after today, so I'll let you know right now. I'm not sure if you understand that when you say you've devoted yourself to her, you actually just mean you want to use her as a way to make yourself feel good. Like you use the fact that you helped her to control her and the rest of us.
Huh? What the hell does that mean?
When Kara was in the hospital getting treated and at home from time to time, you were always the one that went to be with her the most. But you were only ever there, and that's all.
Huh? I was always with her the moment she had to be admitted to the day they finished working on her, right? It's not like someone with no knowledge of medicine could do anything more for her besides be with her, right? So that's what I did.
And it's very important that you would go be with her to talk to her and such. But from what she's told me about you, you would rarely ever let her speak, instead going on tangents about yourself and the life you have. And at times when other families would be there with their sick relatives, you'd begin to speak louder so that everyone had to hear about you and your sick daughter. And sometimes what you start yelling about wasn't even appropriate for the hospital, and you caused all those other families a lot of stress. Remember that it wasn't just you going to the hospital to see Kara, and when I would go in, I'd have to apologize for everything you do.
Huh?
I had a lot of families and doctors and nurses tell me I must live a very tough life at home with you, since you had your high schooler son apologizing for the way you behaved. And another thing, you seem to forget a lot of the most basic things when it came to caring for your daughter, bringing things like new clothes and stuff for her to change into.
Huh?
It took a lot of effort from both Dad and I to have to help with all of Kara's laundry, especially when she was becoming a teen and she began to change. Normally, someone like you should be in charge of that, but you never seemed to think about Kara's needs. So at one point, Grandma realized that Dad and I needed help and would start stopping by the hospital to grab her dirty clothes and clean them for us.
She was doing that?
Also, the reason for Dad having to start working overseas wasn't something he chose to do out of his own wants. He didn't choose to leave us to try and escape from caring for Kara, but rather to get the pay increase that came from it so that we could afford her treatments.
Wait, that was his reason for leaving?
And when it comes to Kara's schooling, I was the one who had to school her for most of her time in the hospital and at home because she wasn't able to go to school anymore, right?
Well, I never once saw you teaching her anything from those homeschool kits.
The only reason you never saw me teaching her anything is because you hated being around me when I was with her. So you only chose to go to the hospital or come in the room when I wasn't around.
But
So, what did you do, Mom? Can you give me some concrete examples of what you did to care for her?
well,
I'm sure you can't give me an answer, can you? I already gave the answer to that question. So now all you're left with is empty words. So do you understand now why things are the way they are?
But I'm Kara's mother.
It looks like Kara will be arriving here in just a few minutes.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. You can leave everything to do with Kara in my hands now. See ya.
You hold it right there, Marvin. I already bragged to all the other moms in my friend group about how she'd be going and joining the debate team at the high school in town. I made it seem as though she would be the most amazing student ever there as well. After years of having to battle her sickness with the help of her mother, she's still able to go to high school and win debates for her school. That would be amazing, right? Right? I have to be able to show all those people that my daughter is going to those debate tournaments and to school with great grades. If I can't, then there will be no reason for me to brag about her. Hey, can you try and convince her into coming back here and going to school? Marvin, give me back my girl!
When I began to think that was her final text to me, my mom would then send another asking me to give Kara back to her. So to keep myself from losing my sanity, I blocked her number. And as for my father and what he'd do about Mom, he ended up divorcing her about a month after that. It turns out that my father was able to come work at an office in town near my college and Kara's high school. And so he's been able to meet with her whenever she gets out of class. He's living on his own right now outside of town, but every once in a while we all get together to go out for dinner or something and catch up. And then there's a story of what's happened to my mom since then. After learning about how her husband divorced her, and having lost both her kids, she decided to leave her house and go back to her hometown. But a lot of people back home didn't like her very much anymore. And not a single person came to her side as she cried for help. These days, I think she's still back in her hometown working pretty basic jobs, but I can't be too sure of that since I haven't heard anything about her now. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, are you there a little bit? You're free now, right? Good evening, Megan. It's pretty late right now, so if you have business with me, I'd appreciate if you could keep it short. Wow, I see you're just as cold and abrupt as ever. Sorry, I don't mean to come off as rude, but I was literally just about to go to bed. That's a surprise. It's often said that there's no rest for the poor, but I guess you must have reached some extreme level of poverty that you completely ran out of things to do. Oh, listen to me, Megan. I thought I made this pretty clear before, but we're not nearly as poor as you seem to think we are. I have no idea where you get this stuff from. Where do I get it from? Isn't it obvious? All it takes is one look at the dilapidated heap of junk you call a house to know you're not exactly affluent. I'd have to be blind or mentally handicapped to think you had money. I made this clear before as well, but it obviously went straight in one ear and out the other. We're currently having a new house built on some land we bought, which is why we're temporarily renting out this dilapidated heap of junk, as you call it. My husband and I decided there was no sense in splashing out on something fancy when we're only going to be here for a couple of months at best, which is why we looked for stuff on the lower end of the market. If that's true, then you should tell me where this house you're supposedly having built is, like I've been asking you all this time. I'd believe you in a heartbeat if you could prove what you're saying, but you refuse to tell me anything, no matter what. What's the point? Telling you wouldn't make any difference. You'd only come up with another way to be a perpetual thorn in my side, so I'm not gonna bother. What on earth are you talking about, dear? Come on, just tell me. No. In any case, there's no way you'd be able to get there anyway. How do you know I wouldn't be able to get there without even telling me? Oh dear, you sure can be dense sometimes. I have no interest in telling you in the first place. Excuse me? No, you'll have to excuse me. I'm gonna sleep now. Hey, I'm not done speaking to you. I can barely keep my eyes open. I think you must be sending me to sleep. I couldn't continue this conversation even if I wanted to. Good night. Wow, you can be so boring. But I guess you are a poverty-stricken loser with nothing to do. I guess it's only normal you'd end up being boring living a life like yours. You know what? I'll be kind and let you off the hook because I pity you. See ya! Lilibet, so you know how you're a sad, poverty-stricken loser with nothing but free time? Well, I very kindly came up with something for you to do. What? I didn't need you to do that for me. And actually, I am super busy now, so please, you don't have to worry about me at all. But if you don't take this on now, I'll be in a very awkward situation. I'm counting on you, dearie. I'm not taking anything on from you. So, hey, listen to this. I'm going on holiday to Hawaii soon. I don't care. Whatever it is, I'm not helping you. Or rather, I literally can't because like I just said, I am super busy. I told the kids they're staying over at your house, so I'm counting on you for the next week. Thanks, dearie. Wait, what? What did you just say? Oh, when you say kids, do you mean your kids? Of course. Who else's kids would I mean? My husband's on the other side of the country on a solo work placement right now, and my folks live 6 hours away. So naturally, I'm going to rely on the person with the most free time on her hands. Except I don't have the most free time. In fact, I barely have any free time at all. Why would you go telling your kids something like that when I already told you I can't help you with anything? Why are you telling me this now? Last time we spoke, you told me you have so much free time that all you do is sleep. I so did not say that. Fine, if you're so busy, then tell me why. What exactly are you doing? I bet you won't tell me because it's secretly a big steaming pile of bull you came up with to get me off your back, right? I can read you like a book. I'm on holiday in the Maldives right now. Excuse me? The Maldives? Yep, a family holiday. Even if you were dumb enough to take your kids to our house, they wouldn't be able to stay there because we're not even in the country. Oh, I get it. There's a spa resort called the Maldives in the next city, right? I can't believe going to some cheap spa resort constitutes being in another country for you. You must be even poorer than I thought. Wrong. If you're only in the next city, I see absolutely no reason at all why my boys can't stay with you. No, like I just told you, you're wrong. Anyway, enough of this idle chit-chat. My darling angels will be arriving at your place shortly. No, I'm in the real Maldives, the tropical islands in the Indian Ocean, not some frickin' spa resort. You better hurry up and start driving home. No. I am being serious here, Megan. I am in the Maldives, the country. How many times do I have to say it? I promise you, there isn't going to be anyone there when they arrive. Hey, Chrissy, I am sorry to bug you like this. It's still morning for you there, right? Good morning? Oh, hey there, Lilibet. I'm surprised you're messaging me already when I only just waved you guys goodbye the other day. How's my favorite next-door neighbor doing? You and your family must be in the Maldives by now, right? How's it going? Is it as lush as it looked in the pictures you showed me? Yes, we arrived, thanks. I'm pleased to hear it. I hate to have to ask you this, and I promise I wouldn't be contacting you if there was any other way, but there is something of utmost urgency I need you to do for me. Oh, what is it, sweetie? Is everything all right? Are Megan's kids outside my house? Huh? Megan? Oh, you mean that annoying mom notorious for pulling that daycare trick? Yes. Hold on a sec, sweetie. I'll head out and take a look. Lilibet? Megan's kids were outside your house. Apparently they just got there when I went out to check. Wow, so she actually sent them? Ugh, I can't believe it. Don't worry, it's fine. I took them into my house for the time being. They're drinking soda and watching cartoons on the sofa. Thanks, I am so sorry to trouble you like this. It's fine, really. It's not like you could do anything from the other side of the world. What are you gonna do next? Don't worry, really. Everything's fine here. My husband's friends with Megan's husband, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to figure something out. Oh, really? Oh, I can't tell you how relieved I am to hear that. I can't thank you enough for this, Chrissy. Seriously, you're the best. If, by any chance, did Megan make you the target of that awful daycare trick of hers? Yes, it would appear so. For some reason, she seems to think the fact that me and my husband aren't filthy, stinking rich somehow makes us poverty-stricken scrap heap dwellers. Don't ask me how, but it seems like she convinced herself that I'm so poor that I couldn't possibly have any duties or responsibilities, which, in her mind, naturally makes me the perfect candidate to look after her brats on a moment's notice. Did you tell her you're currently having a new house built? I did tell her, but she's convinced I'm lying because I didn't want to tell her the address, so we're kind of at a stalemate. Right, I see. You have a point. If she got wind of your new address, I get the feeling she'd do a 180 and convince herself you and your husband were loaded and constantly be pestering you for cash. I know, right? In any case, leave the kids to me. Luckily, it's my husband's day off, and he just messaged Megan's husband. Thanks so much, Chrissy. You really are a star. I'll keep you updated. As soon as I know anything, you will too. Please, I'm counting on you. Thank you so much. Megan, apparently Chrissy, my next-door neighbor, is watching your kids at her place. She told me her husband messaged yours. So I'd appreciate it if you could keep all contact regarding this whole situation between you guys and not message me any further. I wouldn't understand what was going on anyway because, like I said before, I'm in the Maldives. Megan, my messages are on red, so I expect you to see this one too. It would appear your husband is ignoring Chrissy's husband's messages, but I really think it'd be best for everyone if you got back to him ASAP and got this whole situation resolved. She tells me there's a huge fuss going on over there right now due to all the things they found out about you after you dumped your kids on her and jetted off to Hawaii. The longer you let this ridiculous farce go on, the worse the consequences will be. Yo, Lilibet, welcome home, dearie. I'll be arriving at the station soon, so I'll stop by on the way back home to pick the kids up. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, all those jumbled, incoherent messages you spammed me with while I was on holiday in Hawaii? What the heck was all that about? Have you been drinking? Did you seriously think I was gonna panic and rush home after you threatened me like that? I get you must have been desperate to dodge the responsibility of looking after my kids, but was there really any need to get aggressive? You're so sad and tragic. You'll be pleased to know I enjoyed Hawaii to the fullest for the entire week, just as planned. I'll be at your place in 30 minutes or so be a darling and get the boys ready to come home. Lilibet, what the hell is going on here? There's a looking for new tenants signboard up outside your house? Lilibet, do not ignore my calls, you insolent wench! What in the devil's name are you playing at? Welcome home, Megan. Where are my children? I'm sure you could tell from looking at the place, but they're not there. How could you be so irresponsible? Irresponsible? I made it pretty clear I wouldn't be looking after them, did I not? Just because you were on a day out at a spa resort in the next city is no reason for you to not look after my children. Did I ever tell you I was at a spa resort? Did I? Even once? I made it abundantly clear we were in the Maldives. There was no way a sad, pitiable, poverty-stricken loser like you could ever afford a vacation to the Maldives. Not in a million years. Hurry up and give me my children back, now. I suggest you ask your husband about where the kids are. Excuse me? I already told you my Harry is living away on the other side of the country for a work placement right now. Good grief. If you take a good look at the messages you ignored while you were enjoying your time in Hawaii, you'll probably get a good idea of the gravity of the mess you're in. Mess? What are you talking about? If your husband's away, who did you go to Hawaii with? Huh? Let me guess. Is it someone you'd be in heaps of trouble for if your husband found out? It is, isn't it, Megan? That's why you've been sequentially dumping your kids on practically everyone you know for the last few months, isn't it, Megan? So you two could meet up without anyone finding out. What? No. That's not true at all. All right, great. In that case, how about you message Harry and see if he can tell you what's going on with the kids? Really? Wait, are you saying my husband has the boys? He does as far as I last heard. What comes next is for you guys to work out between the two of you, so I'm hereby officially dropping out of this absurd situation. My work here is done. I am washing my hands of you. Good luck and goodbye. Lilibet, where the hell did you run off to? Give me the address of your new house at once. Huh? My husband divorced me because you wouldn't keep your goddamn mouth shut and look after my boys. How dare you? Ugh! He found out about the affair and now his lawyer is demanding I pay exorbitant amounts of compensation. Harry took custody of the boys, too. My life is being turned upside down and it's all your damn fault. I knew that I'd never be able to sleep again unless I let you know how furious I am with you directly to your wretched, ugly face. So I waited outside the entrance to the school. I thought your kid was supposed to be going to, so I could ambush him and make him tell me where you live. I waited almost 4 hours, but he didn't show up at all. What the hell is going on? Explain yourself now. Oh my God. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm probably never going to see you again, so I may as well tell you. Our new house is not in the USA. Huh? What? Remember I told you we were having a new house built before? Well, that house is in another country. Huh? Why would you move abroad? We originally planned to move abroad due to my husband's work circumstances, and we figured it'd make the most sense to time it with little Kenny moving up to elementary school to minimize the burden on him. But my husband's work transfer got delayed by an entire year, giving us a huge amount of time to plan, so we figured we may as well have a house built while we waited. Our recent trip to the Maldives wasn't strictly just a vacation. We actually stopped off there on the way to a different country, which will not be named, to take our first look at our brand new house in person. And why didn't you tell me any of this? I had a right to know. On what planet do you have a right to know any of my private business? I didn't tell anyone except my friends and family. You might technically be an acquaintance of mine due to the fact our boys were in the same class at kindergarten, but beyond that, you're nothing but a stranger. I mean, come on, Megan. We've barely ever even spoken. The idea that I'd go telling you about the intimate details of my private life is ridiculous. You're horrible! I don't need to hear that from the kind of lunatic who tries to dump her kids on me out of the blue without my permission while completely ignoring my protests. Do you have any idea how desperate my situation is right now? My husband divorced me and stole my children. Not only that, but my boyfriend broke up with me. You see, my husband isn't the only one demanding compensation. My boyfriend's partner found out too. And now she wants money from him. He flipped out and kicked me out of his house the moment he found out. I even got disowned by my own parents. My own parents, Lilibet. Do you have any idea how that feels? Not my problem. Please, how could you be so cold? What am I supposed to do now? I feel so hopeless. Huh? Sorry, Pumpkin, but since this has absolutely nothing to do with me, I'm a head off now. No, wait, please. At least hear me out first. You could at least let me share my troubles and give me a shoulder to cry on, couldn't you? I'm seriously in a bad spot right now. Lilibet, please. Good grief. I wonder why the hell that deranged woman thought I'd have any interest in listening to her worries and giving her a shoulder to cry on after she caused me and my neighbor the mother of all inconveniences. Despite the fact we were never even friends to begin with. Her behavior was inexplicable right till the very end. As for what happened next, I heard this from Chrissy, who, by the way, I would like to thank for being so amazing throughout this whole thing. Thanks, babe. You're the best. Anyway, I digress. It turns out Megan, having almost no money left at all, was forced to move into the smallest, most beat-up heap of junk apartment in the whole city. Isn't that a sweet irony? Apparently, it doesn't even have a bathtub. I'm told there's a bathhouse nearby, but there's an entrance fee, which, as things stand, she can't afford. Now, having not showered in at least a month, her transformation into a grimy cave troll emanating a smell so noxious and putrescent that passers-by have to pinch their noses just to survive the encounter is officially complete. Astonishingly, she actually managed to land herself a job, but less surprisingly was fired during the first week due to her unique odor. Rumor has it that by this point, she's pretty close to being homeless.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Mrs. Bolton? What are you thinking kicking me out of my room? Me and my son are going to be living in this high-rise condo without you from now on. But this is my house. No, this is me and my son Carlo's house. Honestly, how many times do I have to tell you until you understand? The husband is the pillar of the household, which means that Carlo is the owner of this house, and I am Carlo's mother, meaning that I have the right to decide whether you can live here or not. But you still repeatedly insist that this is your house, acting all arrogant. I hate your face so much it makes me sick. Why did Carlo marry a woman like you in the first place? Mrs. Bolton, you keep calling me you, but I have a name, Erica. A bitch like you doesn't need a name. I hate you from the bottom of my heart. Leave. I understand that you enjoy insulting me, your son's wife. But haven't you noticed how both your husband and your son look at you? I said this is me and Carlo's room, not yours. Besides, I already decided to divorce my husband. And isn't your husband telling you to quit it and just come home already? It's already been 3 months since he barged into our house and just started living here. Not to mention that you kicked me out of the room that I'm the owner of. It doesn't matter. You just have to divorce Carlo and we won't have any more problems. What? Divorce? I don't need a man so poor that he can only get a shabby apartment to live in. Once I divorce him, I'll have no choice but to move in with my son, which means that I'll automatically be able to live in this high-rise condo in a room on the 40th floor. That's why you're divorcing him? Who cares about the reason? I'll divorce him if I want to. Anyways, I'm not going to let you return to this house. What do you plan on doing with my stuff? At the present, I only have my phone and wallet in the bag I'm putting them in. Hire a moving company to pick up your stuff for you. I'll let you do that at least. I'm not going to let you come back here no matter what. Is that so? Fine. I understand. If you come, I'll call the police for trespassing. That's exactly what I want to tell you, but all right. Huh? I guess if this means that I no longer have to live with you, then all right, I guess. Hi, Carlos. I know you're currently on a business trip, but this is urgent.
Oh. Hi, Erica.
Is now a good time?
Yep, I'm free right now. What's the matter? You were taking a day off today, right?
Your mother kicked me out of our house.
What?
I went to buy some stuff at the convenience store and she locked me out.
You didn't bring a key with you?
I thought I did, but when I looked at my key holder, only my house key was gone. I think your mother must have stolen it.
Jesus, that woman is going too far.
Hey, Carlo. I understand painfully well now that your mother has wanted to live in a high-rise condo for a long time now, but I feel that recently she's been a lot more fervent about it than usual. She's even saying that she's going to divorce your father so she can live at our house.
What? She said that?
I'm sorry, but I ended up unconsciously muttering under my breath, "This family is done for."
It must have been that serious if she made you say that.
I'll send you screenshots of the conversation we had by text after she kicked me out of our condo. I'll let you decide whether to show it to your dad or not.
All right. Got it.
Well, that's the situation. What she's doing seems a bit strange, even for your mother. I think something must have happened to her.
Oh, that reminds me. Dad told me this recently, but apparently the daughter of an old friend of Mom's married an extremely rich capitalist.
By your old friend, do you mean that person your mother sometimes insults and complains about?
Yep, that person. For some reason, Mother sees her as a rival.
Didn't she lose her husband 20 years ago and raised her daughter basically on her own?
Yep. Mother apparently thought that she was better than her, as a woman, because she had a husband and her friend didn't. But her daughter married a capitalist, and a filthy rich one at that. And apparently the newly married couple proposed themselves that she'd live with them on the 30th floor of a high-rise condo.
Oh, and we live on the 40th floor, so it's 2 floors higher.
Yep, that's it. I don't think it matters since we live in different buildings. But apparently Mother doesn't think that way.
I see. I think I now understand what your mother's thinking, but I won't just let her take over our house because of something that stupid.
Agreed. Anyways, we have to do something about you being kicked out. Why didn't you contact the landowners?
Yeah, I considered about that too, but given the timing, I thought that it would be better if we set into motion that plan we were talking about.
Huh? Oh, that plan. I was thinking of letting you decide when we do it, but given the situation, are you sure it's all right?
It is a bit inconvenient, but the preparation is almost complete, so there shouldn't be a problem. Now I just need the cooperation of you and your father.
Got it. I'll contact Dad about it.
Thanks. I'm counting on you.
On the other hand, though, what are you going to do tonight?
I'm going to stay in the business hotel near the station. I intend on going as soon as I can check in.
All right, got it. I'm so sorry about my mother. I'm going to support what you're trying to do as much as I can.
Yep, I'm counting on you.
Oh, looks like I need to get back to work soon.
Thanks. I know you're busy. Take care.
Yep, don't push yourself too hard.
The moving company you hired came. Yep, it's just as they told me. All they have to do is take all the stuff in my room, so you don't need to do anything. Yeah, I don't care, as long as you leave. By the way, I heard you sent your husband the divorce papers? Yep. I mean, why would I live with him when my son lives in a high-rise condo like this? I don't need a husband that lives in a shack of an apartment anymore. I got a text from him earlier saying that he turned in the divorce papers as well, so now me and Carlo can live together, just the two of us as a family. Carlo says he's going to talk to the people at the moving company, so I'll go and watch a movie or something. In my opinion, it would be best for you not to get too ahead of yourself, though. Erica! Is something the matter? What's the meaning of this? Why? I understand that your stuff is gone, but where is Carlo's stuff? Why did everything except my stuff disappear? I'm going to need you to take your stuff out of the room soon as well. Oh, what? Why? But me and Carlo are supposed to live in this high-rise condo together from now on. We decided to give up that room for rent. Huh? What do you mean? I thought I explained this to you before, both when I got married to Carlo and when you suddenly started living with us. The room at the high-rise condo is something I inherited from my late father. Huh? Me, the owner, am no longer going to live there. So instead of just making it an empty room, I decided to give it up for rent to earn some revenue. Hold on, wait. Your father had a large enough income to buy a room at a high-rise condo like this? Yes, he was. He ran a company. You mean he was a CEO? Also, I inherited his money, and your son Carlo is an employee there. What? Carlo's an employee at the company you own. Yep, he's the head of the marketing department. Are you lying? No, I'm not. Then, does that mean that I threw away my new life at a high-rise condo by my own doing? Yep, that's what it means. What did you say? If that's the case, Erica, it's fine if you continue living here. I told you I was giving it up for rent. Let's forget anything happened and continue living together just like before. Speaking of which, if you're a CEO, then that must mean that Carlo struck a fortune with you. You should have told me about it sooner. How was I supposed to know? Let's get along from now on, right, Erica? Please, pack your stuff and leave in 3 days. Huh? Decide for yourself where you're going to move to. But that's going to be a problem for me. My parents' house no longer exists. I can't go home to my husband's house anymore either, since I already sent him the divorce papers. What do you want me to do? Well then, goodbye. Where are you telling me I should go? Erica! Carlo? Hey, at least you're still my ally, right?
Mother,
Carlo, I'm so glad you replied.
I'm going to be taking on Erica's last name, and I'm going to be living with Erica and her mother from now on.
What?
Goodbye.
Carlo, hold on. Carlo? Help your mother, please! I have nowhere left to go! Her one-sided rivalry with an old friend and her bullying of me. My mother-in-law divorced her husband based on a whim and kicked me out of the room I owned at a high-rise condo because she didn't know I was the owner. She thought she had saved her pride and was headed to victory, but in actuality, she was heading in the opposite direction. She must have never thought, even in her dreams, that she was diving headfirst into the worst possible direction. She was able to receive some property during the property division with her husband after divorce, but it seems that because of her rivalry with this old friend of hers, she was a careless spender of money. So she spent almost all of her money on her new apartment. In this way, she lost everything, and the difference between her and her friend was almost that of heaven and hell. My mother-in-law had no skills to speak of, so now she lives a life of extreme poverty, juggling multiple low-paying jobs at once. I pity her, but I have no intention of helping her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.